Hey guys, Hunter here. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about interviewing again. If you watched my last video, there should be a link in the description, or at the end of this video you can go back and watch some general tips on how to interview better. This video is going to be covering some of the questions an interviewer is most likely going to ask you in the interview process. So let's go ahead and get started, but first smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. It really helps out the channel. I know this is a small channel right now, but we're trying to grow and I'm trying to help you guys out. So if you have any feedback, leave it in the comments below. I really appreciate it and thank you guys for the support. So the first question an employer might ask you is to have you tell them about yourself. Now this is not a chance for you to tell them about the recent trip you had with your fraternity bros down to the Florida Keys and you had a great time, but really this question is asking, walk us through your resume. Now you're going to want to structure your resume that you have the most important things first, and that's going to depend on your major, what kind of job you're applying for, but generally you're going to want to highlight internships you've had, job experience you've had in the past, classes you've taken. Those types of things you want to highlight and go ahead and showcase, and now's a chance to do it. You're also able to tell the employer some unique things about yourself, some experiences you've had, whether that be in volunteering or some kind of history that is going to make you stand out. Now's a good chance for that. Another common question you might get in an interview is to tell the employer about a time you had a conflict with a superior or someone in your workplace and how you handled that situation. The reason they ask this question is you're almost guaranteed to have conflict with someone in your company, and especially a superior, at some point in your career, and they want to know how you handled that situation in the past and how you're going to handle it in the future if they were to hire you. Now, this question can be difficult if you aren't prepared in advance, and that's why it's important to think of a specific situation. Don't tell them that in high school, you were a waiter and someone yelled at you because you messed something up and you stormed out on your boss and you broke some dishes and you came back the next day and then apologized. I mean, that's not a great example. Rather, tell them about a time where you were able to act maturely and resolve the situation. An example would be that you had a misunderstanding with your boss and you did take responsibility even though it wasn't your fault, and you were able to prepare yourself in the future to define roles and responsibilities so that misunderstanding wouldn't happen again. The third question I want to go over is, why are you a good fit for our company? Now, this is pretty obvious. I mean, they want to know why you're going to be working well with their company, what value you bring to the table. Now's a good chance to express some experience that you've had in the past and how it applies to this future job. I found one of the easiest things to do is, talk about the core values of the company. And if you don't know what those are before you go into the interview, you've practically shot yourself in the foot. You've got so many resources online. So if you know you're going to interview with a certain company, get onto their webpage, and every company has an about page. You click on that and go through it and find out what some of their core values are and see what core values you share with the company and an experience you could relate to that. And then go ahead and tell a story about the time you have showcased that ability, that characteristic that they are looking for, and why you would be a good fit for the company. Now we're going to cover one of the harder questions for people to answer, and that is, what is your biggest weakness? This is not a time for you to say that you hate working with others, that you rarely shower, or that you blow up easily, that you have a short fuse. Nor is it time to make up a weakness and lie. I mean, everyone has weaknesses, and a company really wants to know how your weaknesses have made you better. So this is a time to think of a real situation that happened to you that was difficult, especially something that's relevant. So if you can talk about a work experience, that's going to be best. If not, class experiences or just other life experiences are always good. An example that I've used is at a job, this project was in crunch time, and a supervisor I worked with always was very difficult to get a hold of. And so the instructions that were left for me were very, very unclear as what to do. And at first I was frustrated. I wasn't exactly sure how to help complete the project, but this forced my hand to go and ask questions of other supervisors, of do more research myself, and really be on the ball and accept responsibility for the decisions I made to help the project move forward. Now, this was a weakness I had, and in this situation, this example, I explain how I was able to overcome it. An employer doesn't expect you to be perfect day one, especially in a new work environment. They understand that you're going to make mistakes, but what they really want to know is how you're going to overcome those mistakes and how you handle those situations. So that is a better way of how to answer what is your biggest weakness. So hopefully that helps, and we're going to move on to the last question. The last question is going to be, what are some of your strengths? My advice for this one is to know your audience. Depending on the job you're applying for, certain skills might be required. And so you're going to want to really express that you are proficient in those, that you know your way around them, whether it be a computer language or whatever it may be. This isn't necessarily a great time to say I'm really good at organizing my desk. Even though organization is a really good strength to have, we want to be talking about more of your hard strengths. So less soft strengths such as organization, stuff like that, and more hard strengths. However, one that is key for every industry is communication. So go ahead and express that you are a good communicator and how you've used that to help other companies or other groups that you've worked with, other teams, and some of the skills you have that they're looking for. And again, if this job position is online, you can look and see what the qualifications are. Most companies will list what they're looking for the position to be hired. So use that to your advantage and be prepared before you go into a job interview. Now, those are some of the most common questions. Obviously, there's some other ones that are out there that employers like to ask, but these are the ones I've run into personally. I hope this video was able to help you guys. If it was, please smash the like button, subscribe, leave a comment on any tips or other videos you want to see, and I really appreciate it, and thank you guys.